Glad to have you here with us. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Well, man, we had some foggy conditions to start off this morning, but
sure did.
Meteorologist Thomas Patrick has been telling us the fog is slowly starting to move out of South Hill and kind of just sticking around downtown.
Yeah, and the reason for that is that the fog is burning off from the top down. So think of that layer of cloud and how the elevation works in Spokane. Here at the South Hill, we're at higher elevation. So we're at the top of the cloud and it's starting to thin out from the top, but downtown still very much in the thick of it. And that was that picture that you now see on your screen. In the background of that graphic, it's usually the U.S. Pavilion and Riverfront Park, but you still can't see anything. So it is the core of the downtown area and our lower elevations, the valleys, that are still very much stuck in that very thick fog. Here's I-90 and Geiger Boulevard. You can definitely see that the sun is making things bright out there. And because of that, a reminder to turn your headlights to on, because it is so bright that your car's automatic function will keep your headlights off, which makes the visibility worse for other drivers. So turn your headlights on because of the fog that's out there. But we are starting to see some significant improvement. In Deer Park, you no longer have any fog concerns. Still got 3/4 mile visibility at the airport. And again, you saw that picture from downtown where it still looks very, very bad. But there's no more rain across the region. Just expecting a mostly cloudy or partly cloudy day aside from some of the fog out there early on this morning. Temperatures still in the mid-60s, and we are one more day closer towards our first 70-degree day of the year.
Well, the Spokane City Council approved an ordinance that would limit when you can water your lawn during peak heat hours.
That's right. So as things stand right now, violators do not get fined for or charged with a misdemeanor. However, beginning in June of 2023, if the Spokane River drops below 1,000 cubic feet per second, people would only be allowed to water their lawns 2 days a week. So between June and October, watering will not be allowed between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Council President Brian Beggs says the ordinance is good for the river, the local aquifer, and avoid costly infrastructure upgrades.
That means we, the ratepayers, will have to pay that. So this is an attempt to get ahead of that curve, not just to protect our river, but to save us all money in a system that works better and has enough water for fire suppression in the summer.
Mayor Nadine Woodward sent council a letter saying she does not support the ordinance, saying she believes it is too complex. Happening today, the city is activating its new downtown parking meters. They say there's a few changes that will make paying for parking a lot easier. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez live in downtown right now. Nicole, tell us a little bit about these meters, what's different about them, and how they'll work.
Absolutely, Tim. So right now what we know is these meters absolutely look different than we're used to. They're a little bit bigger than I think the traditional meter that we're used to right now, but the biggest difference you will notice with these new meters is actually that not only are they for the spot that the car parks behind, but they're also for the spot that the car parks in front of. So you'll notice if you're parking in certain spots across the downtown area, sometimes you will not have a meter right directly in front of your car. Now, as for how these meters actually work, you will be able to use your card with these meters. You'll also be able to use coins, just like those traditional meters. You can also continue using the Passport app and the Park mobile app as well. So Spokane drivers are excited about the new meters, but some do still have some questions.
It's more convenient if you, because I don't always have change, so but I always have my debit card with me. Hopefully their security's good, because if you do use your credit card or your debit card, can anybody get in there and maybe confiscate that? Hopefully not. I'll check into that, and then once I find out they have good security, I'd probably use it.
So the city of Spokane says they are up to standards for credit card safety and security. As for the actual charge of parking, the meter rates are not changing. The city will still be charging on Mondays through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. The only exception to that is certain special events downtown. Now, this is just phase 1 of the project. Come June, the city says they will start phase 2 and continue updating more meters. Now, if drivers have any questions when they pull up and see something brand new, you can call a number on the back here. That can't see it from the front, but on the back there is a number you can call, or you can also call 311. You'll be connected with city services and they can help answer any questions as well. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Right now, Washington health officials are on alert after a presumptive case of the monkeypox virus was reported in King County. Now, the potential case is an adult man who recently traveled to a country that reported monkeypox cases. The man is not hospitalized and is recovering at home. He does not pose a risk to others at this time, according to King County health officials. Now, the King County health officer says that everyone should be alert and aware, but not overly concerned.
This is one case. Again, we have no evidence of spread within the county. We have a very cooperative patient who's been working with our team, and we believe we know everyone that he's been around during the time when he could have spread the infection. We don't believe there were high-risk exposures. We'll be monitoring those folks.
Now, Washington State joins Florida, Utah, and New York with suspected cases. They're awaiting additional testing, though, before making any confirmations. Right now, Massachusetts has the only confirmed case. Now, while there isn't a specific treatment for monkeypox, the CDC is exploring different ways to control the virus. The agency says the smallpox vaccine can be used because of just how similar the viruses are. President Biden also responded to the growing number of cases.
I just don't think it rises to the level of the kind of concern that existed with COVID-19 and the smallpox vaccine works for it. So, but I think people should be careful.
Monkeypox is mostly found in West and Central Africa. It was first discovered in 1958. Symptoms include fever, swollen lymph nodes, and a worsening rash that lasts 2 to 4 weeks. The primary way for the virus to spread is with direct contact with someone with the monkeypox rash.
It is time now for your morning rush. More news in less time. The Post Falls City Council put 2 annexation and rezone requests on hold again. The requests were presented last April and would allow construction of multifamily housing and a new technology park in the city. Up until this point, most public comment on the request largely opposed the annexation. The search continues this morning for a missing paddleboarder at Lake Ketchelas, which is near Snoqualmie Pass. The 39-year-old man from Sammamish was reported missing last night when he didn't return to shore after falling off his board. Well, Starbucks is closing shop at 130 locations in Russia. It's the latest company to leave since Russia invaded Ukraine. Meanwhile, here in the States, unionization efforts are ramping up at Starbucks locations across the country. Baristas at a Starbucks location in Seattle staged a walkout yesterday morning. Employees at more than 200 stores announced votes to plan to unionize or to do so soon. And Bark in the Park is back, so bring your furry friend with you to the Spokane Indians game tonight. Fans and dogs alike will receive a special group rate of $5 per ticket. Great deal. You will get to sit in a special pets-only section. All proceeds from the dog tickets will go to local animal shelters, and then stick around after the game to join an on-the-field puppy parade. Sounds like a lot of fun. I need to check this one out. There's a few more actually throughout the summer in June and August as well. And that's a look at your morning rush. 18 counties in Washington state are facing above normal risk for wildfires this year.
So most of the counties are in central and in eastern Washington. The area is already experiencing moderate to severe drought conditions. The National Interagency Fire Center says that central Washington is expected to have an elevated wildfire risk by July. Now, drought conditions persist across nearly 90% of the western United States. All Bureau of Land Management public land throughout Washington and Oregon will begin fire restrictions on Friday. So fireworks, exploding targets, and sky lanterns will be prohibited from BLM public land. You could face up to a $1,000 fine if you're caught violating these restrictions.
As many health experts look ahead to the future of COVID-19, some researchers are taking a look back in time to the 1918 flu pandemic and the similarities between the two pandemics.
Being homeless outside is dangerous, and you have to keep people safe, and the shelters do that. But if that's all you do, then you're just going to have more and more people living in shelters.
Still to come in our continuing Boomtown coverage, we're taking a look at how affordable housing can be a valuable tool in the ongoing homeless crisis in the inland Northwest.
And here's the one thing you need to know about today's weather. While some areas are still seeing some heavy fog, it is quickly burning off through the morning hours here. We're tracking what to expect for your Tuesday forecast coming up.